So today we are mainly be focusing on designing products. So basically visualizing a futuristic glue gun and also studying the design basic in between. So let's just start the sketching and understand the basic details. So while starting, I always try to use some bullets line or some main constructions line which gonna define my design, how it's going to be visible, in which perspective I am trying to understand. So same way, like I was just trying to make my main lines which gonna define it, and then follow and come up with the concept how is basically overall design is going to be look like. So as you could see, I'm just making a light drawing and lighter sketching, and through that I am just trying to visualize a futuristic glue gun. So how it's look like a futuristic, I would say ki the way surface manipulation and the function mixed together and coming up with a unique visualization which not been done before yet. Like there is a multiple smart feature available in this glue gun, and the way how the form is manipulated and how the function introduced in it, it's something defining the design, how it's going, how it's a futuristic design. So as you could see, you have seen drilling machine, then you have also seen gun and how the gun magazine is used. And if you see the traditional glue gun or the glue gun which currently we are using, there we use a glue stick which is put from the back of the body, and it's upper the grip points. But if you see, that is something a traditional or modern way how we are using, but here we are trying to visualize in a gun perspective how gun magazine is going to be put from the hand grip. So it is something key how we could visualize in something that glue a stick is basically inside a magazine, and from the magazine the glue material is basically coming out and taking out from the nozzle, or in gun perspective you could say the barrel. And the barrel, or there is multiple I think muzzle is also name of a gun outing point. So like same way, like here we could visualize it ki how we could introduce by mixing two three ideas and coming up with a unique design which not been uh, currently used in the market. So as you could see, ki the form, the manipulation of the form, how the surface transition, how the positive and negative space is given in very much I would say a strong lines and geometric shape, how the cuts are giving to the form, making it look much more futuristic, which not been done. Not been done I cannot say, but if you see the gadgets in the market, there are multiple gadget, traveling gadget is designed in same understanding, and it's really look give a form a strengthable look and also a rugged look, and giving a feel of a very bold kind of design. And if you see in this um, design also, if you, and then you could easily feel that it is something at kind of tool, definitely, because the form and the strength which visible in the form, it's something defining the design ki how, what purpose it is basically designed for. And same way you could see how the grip has been given them, and how the texture is playing a very important role with how I'm giving, trying to give the uh, ventilation area, and how display is put it on the top to give the current a status key, what is the temperature and how much material is used. There are a lot many things feature which you could put based on its use case. So as you could see, the almost one of the form is basically completed, how well the form is going to be visualized and how it's going to be look like in futuristic perspective in a glue gun. And then we will moving to some different perspective where we will understand some more detail. And likewise, but in terms of design perspective, you have to be, when you are designing something futuristic, the reference which you are taking to designing it, and the concept, how is it a kind of merger of two three things, and understanding the futuristic, like the concept which is introduced in current design, same way, or there is multiple way you could manipulate your design or your form, or the concept which you are following for designing in your perspective. But yeah, the main some critical point is to having form follow function, and this is already been following from very long time. But if you are designing something futuristic, there are some critical points which need to be taken care, like how you are playing color with your design, how you try to convey message through the form which you are trying to introduce, and how the material you have been used. And yeah, because if you are thinking something futuristic, there are some kind of surface manipulation which not been done earlier, but in futuristic technology that kind of manipulation is easily gonna be done. So you can, or you could easily be think in that perspective also, which not been done in current stage. So as we are trying to give a very unique surface transition in this design, and yeah, every design having, likewise you could see the I could say the trigger in gun perspective, eh, we called it trigger, or there are multiple points which you could visualize how the locking things has been given at here, how the design can hang at somewhere, and the how the details of screws are given, and how the ribs are given, how the booleans are given, how the chamfer are defining the shape. And in my perspective, when I'm seeing any futuristic designer, instead of using bevel, or you could say boolean, we mainly play with chamfer. So chamfer and then use little bit of boolean, or fillet, it will define the shape so much interesting way, and how the negative space you giving based on the function of it. And that is something surface cutting, and then surface embossing, debossing. There are multiple technical points when you are designing something in futuristic way, because see, form, function, it is something, I would say ki, if you are designing something, the function is the main priority ki what you are trying to give to the user. But in aesthetic or design perspective, how it's going to be look like, because the first impression is the form, because any consumer will come first see the form, and if the form relating the function is something making it more usable or more viable to the user. So if you have considered कि हाँ what are the function you are giving, then the form perspective you have to be understand in such a way कि that what are the spaces giving at what place, and how you could manipulate your surface in such a way that it could look like a futuristic. For that you have to be take some reference. Yeah, reference is something is important when you are designing something new. But uh, I would say कि how the form you have been manipulated is play a very critical role while designing anything futuristic. And as you could see in a sketching, I am trying to understand basically the depth understanding to the surface transition. And if you see in automotive industry or watch industry and lot many kind of gadgets, nowadays there are multiple things which are trying to shift to the futuristic form, where they are manipulating the form, putting the simplicity, and then giving the negative space, imposing, deposing, chamfer, fillet, and they are so much interesting way that it's relate the user ki हाँ, it is something which haven't they have seen before, and that's called the futuristic, which you haven't, and maybe currently not exist, but in future it will exist. The form they have manipulated such a way, I would say कि yeah, that is something you need to understand. and that will come by doing the market study. You have to be understand what is running in the market, what is something which is visualizing in the market, and based on that what something new you gonna give, or what something new you gonna visualize is gonna relate your design, how it could be a futuristic. And you could easily see that this come under industrial design, and the form and the manipulation is very important, which is definitely gonna visible at here. And we are just now doing the, as you could see, I'm just feeling the color and trying to understand the depth of the design. Let's just complete the color and feel the uh, design, then you could understand how the surface transition and the gaps is important, how the chamfer play a very important role, feel it in terms of design from aesthetic perspective. But yeah, function is one of the important key aspect. But the form follow function is something will relate your design much more user friendly and yeah, viable to the user. So I think you could visible this design is look one of the wow from my perspective, in something which really relate the futuristic of design of a glue gun. And yeah, that's all from my side for today. And stay tuned for upcoming videos. I will definitely improve the understanding of the design in upcoming videos, where I will definitely go more deeper in terms of design. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned.